Well, we're back here where we started last year. It's that time of year again. It's the Vermont Overland Rally trip. We stopped at the local Hannaford here in Brattleboro on our way to Reading, Vermont, and picked up some food, and we're about ready to head out to our final destination. So after a couple hours on the highway and then a little bit of time on the main roads of Vermont, we made it to our destination. First stop, of course, is up at the main house, where we pick up our sticker, the trail trash bag, and make sure we're all nice and registered. We got here earlier than we did last time. We weren't able to get the spot we were in last year, though. Fortunately, some people already staked that spot out. But we got a decently good view. So we then just sat and relaxed a little bit, unwound, and then decided to go for a quick ride around the rest of the campgrounds and campsites and whatnot to check out what we could see. And there were definitely plenty of familiar faces and familiar rigs, but there were also plenty of new ones, which is what it's all about. Upon return to our campsite, we decided it was time to eat. We were both feeling pretty hungry at this point. So we cooked up our frozen ravioli, added some pasta sauce and a little Parmesan cheese, and chowed down a little bit. After that, we decided to head down the hill and check out the festivities.
Welcome to VOR, Vermont Overland Rally 2017. This is the seventh. So, all right, guys. So most of you are veterans of VOR, and you know the deal.
Yeah!
Veterans of VOR. Woo! And the whole idea of this, guys, is that it's pretty unstructured. Don't have a lot of rules, as you've already seen. We don't have a lot of guidelines. We just want you to have fun, because too many things in life are not fun. So guys, the basic things are pretty easy schedule. You sleep in the morning and try to get over your hangover, and then you get up. I've even bagged, like I had a morning meeting on last year's thing. I don't think we ever did it. So it's like we're not doing the morning meeting. This is the only meeting. Yeah, if you need any help, aim for the guys with the orange hats. That's what, in all seriousness, that's what we're here for. Anybody with an orange hat. Well, guys, here's the thing. You know, the big thing about VOR, support the local businesses. When you're out there, support the local businesses and tell them what you're doing. Just say, I'm out here exploring the Class 4 roads. And they'll be like, wow, you know, a lot of them are surprised to hear that. And then come back here and support the pizza truck. I know you guys you have provisions and things like that, and a lot of you like to cook, that's fine. But really try to support the pizza truck. Mike at Bent Hill has got amazing beer, and it's all dead fresh. I mean, you can taste the freshness in the beer. And you've got Pete's Cook Shack, and Jimmy's been cooking, I think.
So the first destination that we actually made it to was an old marble mine that was a decent jaunt away on the main highway, away from Reading, Vermont. But that was only after a failed attempt at Agony Hill Road. Luckily, the Class 4 road that leads up to the marble mine is a lot easier. so that allowed us to regain our confidence a little bit. But for the most part, it's green, and then I think there's a few blue sections that get mixed in here. But after some time, the cave part of the mine opens up to your left, and you can drive right up into it. So we took an hour road trip from where we were in Reading, Vermont, and came all the way out here to the Dorset marble mine. It's an old abandoned marble mine that is attached to a class 4 road. It's abandoned and old and full of water. It's collected quite a bit of graffiti over the years. Can't really see it, but that is very cold, nearly crystal clear water in there.
As you look around the mine, you can see evidence of how these slabs were pulled out. Look up at the ceiling. You can see little shafts where it must have been drilled for dynamite, whatever they used to blast it.
Dead cord.
Same thing on the walls.
So after spending some quality time in the mine, it was time to head out. The next class 4 road that we decided to journey down was a bit of a mix of everything. So it had some green sections, it had some red sections, and it had some blue sections. Of course, what you're watching right now is the green section that it started off at before it got to some of the more challenging stuff. Straight ahead is a downhill section that's washed out V from snow melt and rain wash, so we'll get to see that. After some more gentle sections of the road, we eventually came to a more technical section again, after it had met up with a river, which is commonplace on Class 4 roads in Vermont, and a lot of times they even combine. These, however, have played nice over the years, and we're still separate.
The prominent feature of the trail that we're on in Chester, Vermont right now, it's supposed to be this waterfall. We're here at the end of September, and obviously it must flow much heavier in the spring than it does right now.
Eventually we emerged from the woods. Being that it was getting later on in the day, we decided it was time to head back to camp, have some food, try and have a bonfire, and get ready for some sleep. Our food for the night was tacos, and then we did attempt to have a bonfire. I won't say it went well, but it was an attempt, at least. Be sure to stick around, where we'll pick right up with Saturday.